Down the streets of Crowley we went in search of our next story.
Oh, I'm sure it's great. Those are the best stories to tell. Yeah.
But after a little convincing,
That sounds fascinating. That sounds perfect.
not only were we in business, we were also in luck.
I am the tourism coordinator and the historic Rice Theater coordinator for the city of Crowley.
We had stumbled onto Charlotte Jeffers, who could not only tell us her story, but the story of Crowley itself.
We say our birthday is January the 4th, 1887, and it's because the first store opened there.
The story started at the very beginning of Crowley, from the moving of a railroad switch.
The first building ever moved on this railroad, and it sounds impressive, a building, but it's when you look at it on the other side, it looks like a little outhouse. This little building right here. That's a switch station.
And from the birth of Crowley, we made our way through old photographs, talked about some of the city relics that ranged from the Sunday churchgoers.
Very early 1900s. Sunday school, you see it's a Sunday school book, let's see.
To some of the midweek vices.
You felt good. you took that, you felt bad, you took that, you felt good.
The tour of the museum included some of Crowley's industry.
This is what we call the Ford Automotive Museum.
Crowley City Hall inhabits the old Crowley Motor Company building, a place where you could buy a new Model T, right after they assembled it.
To ship more cars at a time, he would partially unassemble them and then send them here on the railroad. They'd pick them up, they'd bring them here, they'd put them on the elevator, they'd bring them upstairs, and then they would put the parts back on.
And of course, a conversation about Crowley's famous crop.
Rice is rice. They always want to know what kind of rice brown rice is, but all rice is brown until it's milled.
And even though rice is certainly Crowley's biggest export, it's easy to argue that there's another Louisiana export that has captured the imagination of the world.
J.D. Miller Music Recording Studio.
World-famous Louisiana music, and Crowley has certainly been home to its fair share of jams.
It was in here. This was where the recording studio was. And because of that four-lane highway, you needed to block out the sound. Now, they did record mostly at night.
Our tour wrapped up in what used to be the old J.D. Miller Recording Studio, which is right next to where they used to assemble and sell the old Model T Fords. One floor above the Crowley History Museum that's found above the Rice Interactive Center, all inside Crowley City Hall. So our adventure rolls along, and this time we're headed to St. Landry Parish. In Crowley, I'm Daniel Phillips for KATC TV3.